This is such a good lesson plan, and I like that you have the 3 traditional anticipatory lesson closure. But there's nothing that I could really add to this, and since it's just like what I already observed, I think you'll do a great job with it.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And yeah, I try to stick with that because it's it helps me. I kind of use it for all of my lessons in general, and I think it's a really good way of setting it up in general, just to organize it. Simple but effective. So I always try to do warm-ups and then the lesson and then give some time. What I've kind of done now is I actually stamp and I try to give more time for the closure. So I like try to get to know my students in that closure time. So I might try to do that with her if I have enough time. It just depends where things fall. And then I've been doing notebooks this year where I do notebook checks, so I stamp their notebooks.
Oh, great idea.
And so I might do that during the closure. I usually try. So that's why I really like the setup. But yeah, so I think it should go well. I mean, I felt like I got good marks last year, so I'm not too nervous about it. I mean, the last year I was really nervous, and so you had to walk through with me, and you even did the pre-observation one with me and helped me out. And I let my students know, hey, you know, Ms. Arundana is going to be in here, so. And they're a great class anyway. I mean, this chemistry class is like night and day from my chemistry class last year.
Oh, I'm so glad.
In terms of like just their ability to, just kind of a more able group of students, at least when it comes to the chemistry. But yeah, so other than that, I have my 6th period, which I talked to you about before, which is it's a tough class for a couple different reasons. Although I did get an aide, I got a para-ed that is helping me because I have those 11, 12 students that are labeled 1 on the ELL, and they have some issues with, well, some of them are stronger than others for sure, but for the most part it's like very little English. So that's like now they're like one group and I get them all with the para-ed, so that's nice. But then I have like the rest of the class is senior heavy, and it's seniors that like are not planning on, like you can just, I mean, I've talked to them about what their future plans are, and it's like not school related at all, like not community college, not, you know, not even going to the military and then going to the school for the military, which I talk to a lot of that are like, I want to go to the military so that I can go, you know, further my education through that. It's not even that. So it's mostly like a lot of them have no idea, or they like don't care, and so that's hard because there's no motivation, even though they're seniors. Like they do want to graduate, so it is a decent class sometimes, but they try to be my friend a little bit too much as a young teacher. That's my biggest struggle. And then I have like 4 or 5 kids that actually care, so it's like it's really difficult because I have this huge group of students that are just like kind of, you know, they're seniors, they're like trying to be my friend all the time, and I'm constantly telling them like, no, that's not appropriate to ask me this, or that's not appropriate to ask me that, and but it is hard balancing the repertoire with the kids too. Like I don't want to be like, because then they're just going to completely shut down. So I've always struggled with that. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah. Building rapport is really hard, especially when you're young.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've always seen, you do a great job of, you know, you have a personal relationship with them, but you have your boundary, which is important. Have you ever thought about maybe pairing up some of these students who seem a little apathetic to maybe one of your ELL students, and by giving them somebody to help, maybe it would get them more engaged in the material?
I haven't thought about that, but that actually would be a really good idea because a lot of these students are bilingual, and I know that because they make fun of me, like in good nature, but they're like, Mr. Puig, try to tell them this in Spanish. Because I was like, I took 4 years of Spanish, but I don't remember any of it. So I try, and they're like, no, you say it like this. And so actually a good amount of them are, and so I'm maybe giving them responsibility. The only issue is now that I have them all grouped up, so maybe with the para-ed, but she's only here till 2, and then class goes till 2:30. So maybe after that I can try to make them move around and we do group activities.
Yeah, I wouldn't do every day or all period long, but maybe one segment, maybe one activity, just once in a while might be helpful.
Okay, perfect.
Plus socially, it'll help those students feel more integrated into the student body.
Yeah, absolutely. That works. Yeah, I'll definitely try that. I'm definitely trying. Things have been really hectic lately because of water polo ending. Just there's been Halloween, and just things have been real. I've been missing 6th period. I missed 6th period 3 days in a row last week because of it, because of water polo and all that stuff. And then I got pulled into like, I don't know, is it normal to get pulled into like, I've gotten pulled into 504 and IEP meetings like every day.
Right now,
And
yes.
it seems like, but there was a comment made in my last meeting that said like, oh, well, this person's doing well in all their classes, so we pulled you because basically you're at the bottom of the totem pole. Is that normal?
They will pull any general ed teacher if a student's doing well. If they can't get the regular teacher for that student in. I've been pulled in before.
No, I know.